we're going to see how to split a screen so that you can see more than one part of your spreadsheet at once. When you have a lot of data, as we've got here, it can be very easy to lose track of your labeling. We've got January to November across the top. If I scroll down the window, you can see I lose the titles. That makes it really difficult to know whether this figure here was for April or June or July, who knows. The other problem is that if you might want to compare perhaps the January 2009 figures to the 1974 figures, you can't see them on the screen at the same time. So we're going to look at a couple of ways of doing this. One is freeze panes that you should already know. So I'll just go over this briefly, and then the second one is splitting a window. So the first is freeze panes. If I just click inside cell B3, what you have to remember with freezing a pane is that it freezes the worksheet above and to the left of the currently selected cell. So if I want to freeze the labels, I've got to select that first bit of data in B3. Then do is select the View tab, come down to the Window section, and then select Freeze Panes. And then again freeze panes from the drop-down menu. You may not be able to see this, it's quite difficult to see, but we've got a horizontal black line running across above our currently selected cell, and we've got a vertical line running down to the left of the selected cell. That's where it's frozen. So when I now scroll down my data, you can see the January, February, March labels stay on the screen, and when I scroll left to right, again 1974, 75, etc. stays on the screen. So that's freezing the pane. You should know that. To switch it off, we just simply repeat the process. Make sure you're on the View tab, select Freeze Panes, then Unfreeze Panes. That's a fine system to keep your labels on the screen, but it doesn't help if you want to compare data. So if you want to compare various sections of your worksheet, we'll use this method instead, which is splitting a window. Again, it splits from where your currently selected cell is. I'm going to select cell A3, which means it'll only split above row 3. It can't split to the left of column A, so we'll just have one horizontal split, similar to the way freeze works. Make sure you've got the View tab selected. Again, we're in the Window section, only this time we're going to select the Split button. It's a simple click to switch your split on, and you can see the horizontal bar there has appeared. And click again to remove the split. So it's like a toggle switch. So I've clicked to leave the split on. This split bar can be moved by clicking and dragging to split the window in different areas. What you can see now, if I just move this down a little bit, we've got the split running across here. What we actually have is two separate sections of the spreadsheet. This top section will scroll independently to the bottom section. Let me show you what I mean. If I click inside the top section, when I scroll down the window, you can see the top part is scrolling, but the bottom half is not scrolling. And again, when I go up and down. If I click in the bottom window and scroll, you can see the labels have come into view there, so the bottom half of the window is scrolling, but the top half is staying stationary. That means we could move our split to get 1974 in the top window, click in the second split at the bottom and scroll down until we can get the 2009 figures. So there we can compare the 1974 figures with the 2009 figures very easily because we've split the window and we've scrolled those windows. Let's remove the split. Again, make sure you got the View tab selected. That's great. But we can do horizontal and vertical split, so I'm just going to click somewhere in the middle of the screen, doesn't matter where, just to select a cell, and then make sure you've got the view tab selected, click the split button, and you can see now we've got horizontal and a vertical split. And it works in exactly the same way, except that we've got 4 windows to work with. So if I click in the left window and scroll left and right, you can see the left hand pane is scrolling. The whole left hand side, not just the top left hand quarter, the whole left hand side is scrolling. And again, if I click in the right hand side and scroll left to right, the whole right hand side will scroll. And again, once I'm in the top half, I can scroll up and down, and the whole of the top half will scroll, but the bottom will stay stationary. And clicking the bottom half of the screen and scroll, and that scrolls, but the top stays stationary. So that allows me to do something like this. Clicking the top left hand side, I'm going to adjust my splits so I can compare January 1974 with November 2009. I can see those two figures on the screen at exactly the same time because I can scroll each of those sections independently. So that's splitting a window using view and split.